In this tutorial, I'm going to begin trying to show you how to sync text with audio. So as we can see from our file that I have text animating onto the screen, and it's going to match audio that I've imported into the file as well, meaning that every word that you see appears when the singer says it. Now, rather than sit here and build the whole file, because this is going to take a little time to do, I already have the file kind of built, and so we're going to kind of just approach this with understanding that you already know how to work After Effects up until this point, meaning that you know how to type, you know how to set your background, and as I've showed you in another tutorial, you know how to import audio and how to scrub the audio. So we'll just say that we're at the part where you have typed all your words in and you're ready to start syncing it up. And one of the things that's going to help you keep this part kind of organized on your timeline, I'll show you in this video as well, called pre-composing. It's kind of like groups in Photoshop, where you can take all the layers of your project and you can put them into their own groups, and then you can go back to your original project, your composition. So we'll take the first set of words here and we'll play them back. So I'm going to type on individual layers because that's the vision that I have for this animation. So your typing will reflect how you want to animate the song as well. So each one of these words are on their own layer, and I've sized them for emphasis and for visual aesthetic. So essentially I have them synced up onto the audio, and I've determined the length of time that they are appearing on the screen, and I want them to all disappear at the same time. But you can see that each word is on its own layer. When I have each word set on its own layer, if I select all the layers and I hit Control left, or I can hit Shift Command C, it will give me the option of pre-compose. You can name your pre-compose like groups, whatever you want them to be. In this particular instance, I've named them 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on to go with the verses of the song. You can see right up here at the top that I have all my pre-compositions up here. So if I want to access the words to tweak them, I can either double click on it, and if I want to go back to composition, I just go back and click composition. Or I can click on them up here and have access to the words, tweak them however I need to, and then click back to composition. So once I have all the words set up and typed, that's when I'm scrubbing audio and listening for the parts that I want them to come in at. In some instances, as I've shown you in other tutorials, that's where you can add some of your effects, traps, or animations to the words to create the kind of effects that we want to do. You can create them as to 3D layers sometimes, because as a 3D layer you can do more animations with them in terms of, I'll scrub through this so that you can see it. So as it's scrubbed through, you can see I did the animation, and then when it exits out, another animation starts. And this is all done by turning them as 3D layers, because then I can make them zoom towards me or zoom back as a 3D layer. A lot of this is going to come down to just really being diligent and patient as you sync things up. And also be aware of the preview. Sometimes you may play it back and you may have noticed in this video that when I pressed play you didn't hear audio because it takes some time to preview it. So sometimes you might change the resolution from full to half or a third so that it previews faster. The words may look pixelated and the animations may look pixelated, but when you play it at full speed and it renders, it'll look the way you want it to look. And this is how we sync words and use pre-compose in Adobe After Effects.